Man, I can't believe only one of my Steam friends has this game. I could do something about that. Sayonara Wild Hearts is the kind of game that'll make you whisper, "Oh my god," without even knowing it. It's a thrilling, beautiful, graceful, emotional, and memorable experience. It's also very brief, but quality over quantity is what they always say, right? And that rings true with this game more than any other. I personally believe that the best way to go into this game is mostly blind, like I did, but allow me to try and push you towards one of my favorite games of 2020. Sayonara Wild Hearts was developed by Simogo and is available on Steam, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and even iOS. You play as the unnamed female protagonist, who had her heart broken so violently that it echoed across space and time. This coincides with an event that upset the balance of harmony in a dimension watched over by the Arcana. You know, tarot cards. After the Divine Arcana grant you the power of the Fool, you must go on an adventure through 23 levels to restore your broken heart and save their dimension. Did I mention this game is narrated by royalty? That's right, Queen Latifah herself lends her soul-filled voice, and her performance is absolutely perfect.
So our saga begins tonight. Yet eons ago, just here, yet light years away.
I don't think Simogo could have gotten a better person for the job, and from what I read online, they almost didn't have a narrator at all. It was a last-minute addition, and one that I'm very glad they made.
Silver rank. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Sayonara, Wild Hearts.
Just, ugh. Yas, Queen! As the Fool, you're able to wield various Arcana powers that manifest in usable forms. Wheel of Fortune gives you a motorcycle that you'll be using for the majority. Judgment and Justice add a couple of laser guns to said bike. Strength gives you a sword that looks like something Conan the Barbarian would use if he were in Kingdom Hearts. And the Chariot gives you some wheels that you bet your ass you can do some sick drifts in. That's just to name a few, and every new addition is seamlessly integrated into the gameplay style that Sayonara Wild Hearts goes for. I've struggled for a while on how best to describe it, but I think I'd say it's like Temple Run with a heavy focus on music and some rhythm elements. Yeah, despite all the different tools you're given, you only use the analog stick and a single button. It's very elegant in its simplicity. Much like the scoring system, hearts increase in value as you collect them, creating a sort of combo system that rewards skilled play. But running into an obstacle will reset that combo and send you back a short distance in the level. You can get gold rank without collecting every little thing, but messing up once and resetting your combo pretty much ensures that you'll need to reset. Which is fine, because these levels are designed to be replayed multiple times, with things such as diamonds in difficult to navigate spots, and skill-based points, like getting perfect on those rhythm portions, and narrowly avoiding obstacles for a risk bonus. Whenever I miss out on gold, my first reaction isn't, "Aw man, now I have to play it again." It's, "Oh nice, now I get to play it again." Some people might be turned off a bit by how some levels aren't purely skill-based and require some memorization for gold rank, but it doesn't bother me, because Sayonara Wild Hearts is much more than just an immensely enjoyable game to play, it's an incredible experience as well. It's hard to put into words. You know how people say you gotta play Undertale to get it? I feel the same way here. You start with your room turning upside down and falling out of the window with your skateboard onto an astral highway, while a beautiful and ethereal rendition of Claire de Lune plays. And your character isn't even phased. She's just like, "Alright, I'm down, let's do this." Later, you get into a rhythm-based, graceful battle with the dancing devils. I like it. It has a very interpretive dance feel that makes me feel like I'm watching a play or a musical. Then you race through the Woods of Woe, liberating a stag that manifests from the Emperor. Bouncing on mushrooms in a bizarre sequence that I can only attribute to an astral drug trip. And then you gun down hordes of mecha wolves before taking a first-person perspective ride through a narrow pathway filled with obstacles. And then this happens. Geez, this game's a mile a minute. There's only one level that I find a little dull, and it's this Lawnmower Man VR sequence. Anybody remember Lawnmower Man? Nah, whatever. Time for a Bone Zone tradition where I talk about yet another amazing soundtrack. Except here the music takes on a special importance in that I am very certain that at least some of these songs were composed first, and the levels were designed around them afterwards. The soundtrack was composed by Daniel Olson and Jonathan Eng, with vocals by Linnea Olson, and it's just amazing on all counts. It runs the gamut of lifting your spirits, to bringing you low, to exciting and intimidating you, to, dare I say, sparking an emotional response, perhaps? Though I will say, if you're not a fan of the soundtrack, then you probably won't connect with this game like I did, because it's a massive portion of what makes Sayonara Wild Hearts a special experience that'll stay with me forever, and one that I'll be making a yearly tradition of returning to. I think Samogo would do an excellent job if asked to make a Sonic the Hedgehog game. They know how to make blistering speed enjoyable, and more importantly, controllable. Deftly roaring down the highways and obstacles of the last level is such a thrilling experience that feels a lot more skill-based than anything Sonic has tried lately. Speaking of the last level, the boss does something about halfway through that it really comes out of left field. If you play this game, please come back here and comment what you thought of that. You'll know it when you see it. Once I bought this during the 2020 Steam Winter Sale, I knew I had to talk about it, because while it has done very well, it hasn't received nearly the audience that it deserves. Sayonara Wild Hearts is a game that's filled with heart and soul, and it would be a shame if you didn't give it a shot yourself.
Sayonara, Wild Hearts.